Assalamu alaikum. I hope you are doing well. My name is Yumna Alexander. I am a fourth year, let me say third year student at Togi Two Oceans Graduate Institution. Um, in this video, I will be speaking about my understanding of psychology and how this module has helped me as an individual based on how to understand myself better, what's happening around me, what's happening with others around me, how others learn, and basically I can take this knowledge and apply it in my everyday life, not only just in education. Now, in my understanding, whenever I heard the word psychology, I don't know why, but the first thing I would think about is someone having some weird issue. It's a psychological. It sounds, or it used to sound like, there's something not good up in there, or um, just the word psychology itself for me was a very unknown terminology. But I made assumptions whenever I heard that word, and I would constantly think that people who psychologists and or people studying psychology, the profession itself is very posh. I would that was my assumptions. But I never knew what was it really about. I always thought it was something medical, something doctors do, that kind of thing. Once and when I started with this module, I was more wowed on the fact that I'm actually learning on how people learn, how I have learned, and what has influenced me. Now, my understanding is that socio economic and psychology have a lot of things, or the theory has a lot in common as to why people behave certain ways, how people learn, and based on my own personal experience, I now understand how important one's micro system is. I understand how the macro system influence an individual's life. I now understand the encounters, the immediate ones in your microsystem, how one develops, what influences the behavior of someone, and how you learn. And I think the process itself of teaching and what's happening around us, the system itself, I think that for me was the amazing journey where psychology was concerned. When while studying this for the last 5 6 months, I think that for me that was the beauty of it, that I could take so much of my life lessons and relate it with the theories, with the systems, with the macro system, with the ecosystem, exosystem, with the microsystem, with how things happened in my life, how I have learned, and why I did certain things the way I did it based on my systems, and that we actually develop as people based on what we are surrounded with every day, based on how we learn, based on how we teach. And my little friend here. And I think that this will make the journey easier for me going forward, and being able to identify barriers, understanding children's microsystem, and how I can incorporate what I've learned here in this particular model, how I can apply it in my teaching, in my everyday life. And I think understanding the dynamics of one's microsystem and one's macro system gave me a broader understanding of how to identify an individual, a learner, for example. I know now why I do things a certain way. I know um, what methods worked for me, and that same methods I implement or I've integrated in the night school, because when I look at our students, our adult learners at the night school, and I don't make comparisons, but I look at the environment, I look at the microsystem, and I then look at mine and I take what I've learned from my own journey within this time period that I'm studying, and I have applied most of what I've learned from my studies in the last couple of years, and I've implemented how we learn at our night school, which is most people in our communities are auditory learners. They learn a particular way, or you need to have certain methods of teaching them, because this is how I learned. This was, and because we have similar microsystems, we have similar macro systems. So I definitely will take this knowledge and I will apply it in my everyday life. I will make sure that I make sure that I identify the different systems of people and the influences and how I can help with development. So thank you very much, Raisa. This was very helpful, this module. Definitely. I think educational psychology is really important and it should be applied every day where education is concerned. It will make us better teachers, it will make us better listeners, better individuals, and it will help us possibly to create responsible and better learners. Thank you.